Good evening, everyone. Myself, Kenute Jeevan Pinto. I am the Director, Operations, Marketing and Administration for Spearhead Media Group, which is the parent company of newskarnataka.com, newskannada.com, Karnataka Today, and there are so many other brands following it. Respected T.R. Parashuraman sir, for the sweepet, all our guests present here from various organizations, our mentor, Valerian Dalmeda, and all our patrons and our friends who are present here. If you are not my friends, don't worry, you will be my friend soon or by tomorrow. Well, we are here to thank you. It's a thank you meet organized by News Karnataka on achieving a very important milestone in our road towards a very successful media entrepreneurship. It's a proud moment for all of us when we received this award, the Chanakya Award from the CM of Goa, Pramod Sawant, recently. And then why we enjoyed it so much is because the award is been given from the past 15 years in the different conclaves held by PRCI at different places. But what makes it special for us is that the award in the past has been won by Times of India, the bigger major media in the media space, also by the Rajasthan Patrika. But we from a tier 2 city, that's where it was born in Mangalore. Now we are operating from that same place in Mangalore. And for us, media from that tier 2 city getting this award is something really special. So when every successful industry or every successful business today was once a startup. Now what happens is every startup, when they begin, they want to go with the bigger media and promote their products in the bigger media space. But then when a new media comes up and when they approach the already recognized, already established industries, they always stay away because they again want to go with the established medias. But fortunately, News Karnataka had that support from the day one from all the major entrepreneurs in the industry. So all those who have helped us to reach this level, we wanted to thank them at this very apt moment. And so we are organizing this thank you meet. We had one at Mangalore. We are organizing the second one at Bangalore here. When we say about this award, the award has not come so easily. I already told it's from a tier 2 city, a media startup. The struggle was like any other startup, but then the struggle has culminated with this award, a special moment for one more reason, that is because we are entering our decennial year and we have already inaugurated our decennial year and the journey goes on. So it's my pleasure and duty to welcome everyone who are present here. I take this opportunity to welcome you all. The formal welcome will be done by our mentor, Valerian Dalmeda. So I'll not take individual name, but I welcome everyone for this evening. Have a pleasant evening here. So to go on, let's take a look at the journey of Spearhead Media from the day one till year on a video.
Karnataka's coastal capital, Mangaluru, is where the legacy of Kannada journalism began centuries ago. In the same city, a journalistic frontrunner, Spearhead Media Private Limited, was born in 2013 with a motto of not-for-profit and maximum employability. The group is a crowd-funded initiative and the parent company of our state's most preferred news website, newskarnataka.com. Today, Spearhead Media, known as People's Corporate, including 45+ shareholders, 100+ contributors, advertising partners, individual benefactors, and internal team of young, dynamic journalists, also has a distinction of renewing itself periodically. The evolutionary process that established Spearhead Media has also established the company's flagship media subsidiaries, newskarnataka.com, an English news portal, newskannada.com, a Kannada news portal, Karnataka Today, a monthly all-color English feature magazine, NK Plus, a bilingual e-magazine for the youth of the state, NKTV, a YouTube platform for infotainment shows, NK Live to cover live events, NK Learn, an e-learning platform, Verdevice, a design and digital media hub, Village TV, a social initiative for rural youth, and an emerging Spearhead Academy, a center for media studies with infinite possibilities. The editorial independence and integrity of newskarnataka.com and Spearhead's all media subsidiaries is unparalleled in the industry since 9 amazing years. Newskarnataka.com has had one statement of purpose: truth endures. It is News Karnataka team's commitment to their obligations that has helped the brand endure and grow over time.
Media House of the Year, Spearhead Media Private Limited, Mangalore. Media House of the Year, Spearhead Media Private Limited, Mangalore. Media House of the Year, Spearhead Media Private Limited, Mangalore.
The media, which was set up by 4 youth who wanted to bring a difference in the media industry, now has spread to more than 100 countries. And people across the world who witnessed through various media our success, our journey towards the award, they have given some messages. Before we start the formal function, I just want you all to look at what people say about us.
Hearty congratulations to Spearhead Media Private Limited and newskarnataka.com in particular for being honored with the prestigious PRCI Chanakya Media House of the Year Award. This is a wonderful recognition and reward during the momentous occasion of your decennial celebrations. Like Simon Manwaring said, like all technologies, social media is neutral, but is best to put to work is in the service of building a better world. newskarnataka.com has been doing a wonderful job. Despite being the media to spread the value of our culture and language and spreading positivity, you are always there for any social cause. You are always there for any social concern.
I congratulate Spearhead Media Limited and dynamic team for their proud achievements of being recognized as the Media House of the year 2021 and they being conferred with Chanakya Award. The Public Relations Council of India at Goa. This achievement is a proud moment for all stakeholders, readers, well-wishers, including me. Incidentally, it is also their decennial year of the service of society and media, which is happy coincidence.
ಇವತ್ತು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ತನ್ನ 10ನೇ ವರ್ಷದ ವಾರ್ಷಿಕೋತ್ಸವದ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಇದೇ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಗರಿ ಎಂಬಂತೆ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ತಂಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆಲ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಲೆವೆಲ್ನ ಚಾಣಕ್ಯ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಲಭಿಸಿದೆ. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸಂತೋಷವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ವಿಚಾರ. ಇವತ್ತು ಇಡೀ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಲೋಕ ಅಥವಾ ಬಹುತೇಕ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಲೋಕ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರೀಕರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ದನಿ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಜನರಿಗೆ ದನಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಪೀಪಲ್ ಟು ಪೀಪಲ್, ಲೋಕಲ್ ಟು ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಎಂಬ ಆಶಯದೊಂದಿಗೆ ತನ್ನ ತಳ ಸಮುದಾಯಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ತಲುಪಬಹುದಾದ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಇವತ್ತು ತೋರಿಸಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇಡೀ ತಂಡಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಾನು ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ತನ್ನದೇ ಆದ ಛಾಪನ್ನು ಮೂಡಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನೇರ, ನಿಷ್ಠುರ ಹಾಗೂ ಸತ್ಯ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಸರಾದಂತಹ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಇವತ್ತು 10ನೇ ವಾರ್ಷಿಕೋತ್ಸವವನ್ನು ಈ ಒಂದು ಆಚರಿಸಿರುವ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಚಾಣಕ್ಯ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಅಭಿನಂದನೀಯ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ಸಿಗಲು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಶ್ರಮ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ನೇರ ನಿಷ್ಠೆ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕಾರಣವಾಗಿದೆ.
Nothing is greater than motivating the people by recognizing the services and thanking them. And the Spearhead company is doing this today to its employees and who are all the contributors to this award. So I congratulate the company and wish them all the best in their mission vision.
I congratulate Spearhead Media and News Karnataka on being honored with the prestigious PRCI Chanakya Media House Award. A special note of thanks to the energetic team led by Mr. Valerian Delmeda, Brian and Kenute, and all the staff who have worked tirelessly to make it happen. You are truly the voice of the voiceless. In this context, I would like to quote Henry Ford, the legendary founder of Ford Motors. If everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. I wish you all the best and more laurels in the days to come. Thank you.
Heartiest congratulations to Spearhead Media for getting the prestigious PRCI Chanakya Award for National and International Achievers as the Media House of the Year 2021. I found that they always believe that the positive media is the right media and the right medium to create awareness and to give the correct and the truthful news to the public at large. All the best to all of them. Thank you very much.
ನಾನು ಕಂಗ್ರ್ಯಾಚುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಸ್ಪೇರ್ಹೆಡ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಗೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಿಂದ ಚಾಣಕ್ಯ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ವೆರಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ. ಕಂಗ್ರ್ಯಾಚುಲೇಷನ್ ಟು ದ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. ನಿಮಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗಲಿ. ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ಬರಲಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸ ವಿದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ, ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಹೆಸರಾಗಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ.
ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀಡಿದೆ ಸಮಕಾಲೀನವಾದಂತಹ ವಿದ್ಯಮಾನಗಳನ್ನು ಕುರಿತು, ಅದು ರಾಜಕೀಯ, ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ, ಸಾಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಕ, ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯಿಕ, ಕ್ರೀಡೆ, ಇಂಥ ಕಲೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಸಂಗತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕುರಿತು ವಿಶ್ವದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರಿಗೆ ಸುದ್ದಿ ವಿಶ್ಲೇಷಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಉಣಬಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. NewsKannada.com ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಇಂಥ ಕೊಡುಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಬದುಕಿನ ಮೇಲೆ, ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕ ಬದುಕಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೀರಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಭಾವ, ಉಂಟು ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಟ್ಟದ್ದು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇಂಥದ್ದೊಂದು ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಿತ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿಗೆ ಭಾಜನವಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್ಹೆಡ್ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅದರ ಅಂಗಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಾದಂತಹ NewsKarnataka.com ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ನಾನು ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. NewsKarnataka.comನ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಸಲಹೆಗಾರರಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ವ್ಯಾಲೆರಿಯನ್ ಡೆಲ್ಮೆಡಾ ಅವರು ಈ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಜನಪ್ರಿಯಗೊಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮತ್ತು ಜನಪರಗೊಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. NewsKarnataka.com ಈ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ನಾವು ವಚನ ಮಂಟಪ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಂತಹ ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ವಿಶ್ವದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರ ಮನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಮುಟ್ಟಿಸಿದೆ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಇದು ನನಗೆ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಹರ್ಷದಾಯಕವಾದಂತಹ ಸಂಗತಿ.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಟೀಚರ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ನಿಜವಾಗಿಯೂ ನಮ್ಮಂತಹ ಗುರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಲ್ಲುವ ಒಂದು ಗೌರವ. ನನಗಂತೂ ಈ ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ತಾವು ಈ ಮೂಲಕ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಉತ್ತಮ ಸಂದೇಶವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೀಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಚಾನೆಲ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಅನೇಕ ಉತ್ತಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು ಪ್ರಸಾರವಾಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದು, ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ತಮ್ಮನ್ನರಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಬರುತ್ತಿರುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಚಾಣಕ್ಯ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು, ಶುಭಕಾಮನೆಗಳು. ನಿರಂತರ ತಮ್ಮ ಚಾನೆಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಅತ್ಯುತ್ತಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನಡೆಯುವಂತಾಗಲಿ ಎಂದು ಹಾರೈಸ್ತೇನೆ.
Responded when News Karnataka Spearhead Media Group won this PRCI Media House of the Year award recently. And now it's time to begin with the formal function. So I request today's chief guest, Mr. T.R. Parashuraman, immediate past president BCCI and president and old-time director Toyota Industries Engine India Private Limited. Also K. Mathai, KAS, former Deputy Commissioner, Markets BBMP. For the Swibert De Silva, SJ Rector, St. Joseph's College, Autonomous Bengaluru, to kindly take the seat on the dais. Also, I request our mentor and advisor, CA Valerian Dalmeda, to kindly take your seat on the dais. Also, our advisory board member, Samira Fernandez, kindly come and take your seat on the dais. Every media house or every company, it needs a very good team to take the plans forward. But again, when we have a very good mentor and advisor like CA Valerian Dalmeda, the company's story will be totally different. So now I welcome CA Valerian Dalmeda to welcome the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais.
Chief guest of the program, Mr. K. Mathai. Guest of honor, Mr. Parasuraman. And guest of honor, Reverend Father Swibert De Silva. My team members, Samira Fernandez and Canute. I would like to introduce News Karnataka to you. Of course, you have seen the video. News Karnataka was formed by 3 passionate youngsters. That was in 2012. They started this as a Kannada portal, newskannada.com. But then, when they found that there is a demand for a all Karnataka level English portal, news portal, they started newskarnataka.com. I was not in the picture at all. But then Mr. Canute approached me in 2013 saying that this media house, a startup, is growing. Is there any possibility that we can join them? I studied the media, the growth of it, and I found that in the next 5 years, the media and entertainment will grow at the rate of 15 to 18% per annum. And that was enough for me. And rest, you have seen how the media has grown in the last 10 years. So I invited about 5 like-minded people, and then they joined with us, and rest is history. We are already in the 10th year. And when News Karnataka was just started by youngsters, what we said is we form a private limited company, and that's how Spearhead Private Limited came in. We also have a another company called Spearhead Publications Private Limited, which takes care of the printing, the Karnataka Today and the NK Plus. I would like to, you have seen our team already. You have seen the organization chart. All are being mentioned there. But I would like to introduce the team. We have Brian Fernandez, who is the CEO of the company. And he's there, we can say, right from inception. He joined in 2013, and he is still continuing as the CEO of the company. Brian brings a rich experience in journalism. Though he is a HR guy, master's in from Postgraduate School of Social Work, HR department. He is a writer, and writing is a passion. And if people have read his writings, the writings are very good. And then followed by Canute. Canute takes care, he was earlier in Abu Dhabi, taking care of Spearhead Media there, and he now back in Mangalore, and he takes care of the operations and marketing and administration. And then we have Srinivas Pajataya, who is the editor of the company for the entire group, spanning over 7 to 8 products. He has got built up the team, and the desk is very independent. None of the shareholders interfere with the desk, and they are free to write and disseminate the information to the readers and the viewers. Of course, Srinivas Pajataya is now doing his PhD. He is in the second year. And I'm sure under his editorial, the company will grow. And then we wanted to expand the advisory board. And we found Samira Fernandez from Bangalore. Samira, you can see the list is unending there, but I want to inform you that I know Samira almost 20 years plus now. And she worked for the prestigious Al Ghurair in Dubai. And she carries a very rich experience in PR. And I'm sure this meet is organized by her. And we wanted to have women empowerment, and that's why we brought to our advisory board a woman, that is Samira Fernandez. She is the recipient of Nirbhaya Award, and she is currently in Bangalore Chamber of Commerce as a corporate affairs director in the managing committee, and she holds several portfolios and in several advisory board membership. When I say all these things, why we got PRCI award, I also have to mention. We are a different media. Our vision is to give voice to the voiceless. That is, from the inception, we have said, this is our vision. And towards this, we have worked in the last 9 years. Whether it is through News Karnataka or News Kannada, giving the news, but also through our live shows, where we have brought out the weaker sections. We have brought out the stories of amazing people. We have identified or recognized people who are not known to the world, whether it is from all over the places globally. We we gave the platform to International Kannadigas Federation, and we brought out several episodes during the pandemic, how the NRIs suffered in each country, what was needed for them in the absence of vice chairman appointed by the government of Karnataka to the KNRI forum, how NRIs associations and NRIs were running pillar to post to send the dead bodies to India, to get people transported or sent back to India by charter flights. The whole lot of problems when the people lost the jobs, how to take them back. These are the problems that we discussed, and how the Kannadiga associations helped hand to hand to their other comrades. These are the stories that we brought to the people. We brought the stories of the people who, through Village TV, where the techies turned into farming. We brought the stories of the people who are unknown, who are of the weaker sections, to the society. We have joined hands with the Loyola Degree College now, where they have a subaltern research center, and we have now begun the stories of the weaving community, and then the episodes will continue to highlight the aspirations of these communities, whether they are auto rickshaw pullers, handcart pullers, auto rickshaw drivers, or the construction labor, how they toil and they want to they want to come to the mainstream. They have dreams. So these are the things that we are doing, and this is the reason among all the 15 competing states, we received this Chanakya Award. Because PRCI recognized not only the news that we portray, but all the social work through media which can be done. And finally, I come to the introduction of chief guest and guest of honor, K. Matai, the KS officer, former commissioner of BBMP, today is our guest of honor, and I welcome you, sir, for the program. Father Swibert De Silva, yes. Father Swibert De Silva, SJ, Rector of St. Joseph's College, Autonomous, Bangalore. He is the guest of honor today. I welcome you, Father, for the program. And Mr. T.R. Parasuraman, immediate past president of BCIC and president and whole-time director, Toyota Industries Engineering Private Limited, Bangalore. Welcome, sir. Sorry, chief guest of the function. Thank you so much. Thank you. And now it's over to you, Canute.
Thank you, CA Valerian Dalmeda. As we go ahead, CA Valerian Dalmeda, I request you to formally welcome our new advisory board member, Samira, to the fold with this flower bouquet.
Yeah. I would like to, because this is the first program that we are conducting, and that has been organized by her, and we are proud to be here with her and welcome Samira for this program. And please give a big applause to her. Thank you. Thank you.
The second part of today's program is a panel discussion on media, the fourth pillar. And I request Samira Fernandez to moderate this. Over to you, Samira.
Thank you, Canute. And once again, a warm welcome to all of you. I'm extremely delighted and humbled to be part of News Karnataka and Spearhead Advertising Media, because I think diversity and inclusion is really important in today's day and age. And I think as responsible citizens, it is important that we empower the women across India in one or the other way. And it does not start out of this room, it starts here. So to all of you gathered, first of all, thank you for your support. This is a very quick discussion where I would like to ask all those on the panel. We have, Parsuraman, who comes from the business community. I know him for quite a few years now. He is fully into the empowerment of people and women together. K. Mathai, someone who's very passionate about justice, fighting for the rights of citizens, and also Reverend Father Swebert, the rector, who has always lived his life in pursuit of education and promoting it to the less fortunate and all those in our community. So I would like to start by asking a quick question. I will start with Parsuraman. Thank you for your support, first of all, and we all know that media is the fourth pillar of the government and of democracy. Can you tell us something about what are your views of the media? Where is the gap? And what is it that we collectively can do to take the right spirit of the nation forward?
Thanks, Samira. First of all, my hearty congratulations to the News Karnataka and Spearhead Group for this historic milestone, because Media of the Year is not an ordinary thing, especially in a country like India, which is the largest democracy. And especially last year was one of the most unprecedented years in our lifetime. And nobody has a clue what next. So under such daring situations, I really congratulate the team. After 10 years, it has really come to a great shape. And when I heard Sri Valeria talking about the kind of journey and the kind of news that this media house has brought in, especially in a very testing time, I think that's what the need of the country. So when Samira asked me this question, I think the media houses today, in fact, when I talk about 20 years back or 30 years back, we had only few newspapers like Times of India or Deccan Herald or Hindu. Today, when you open the social media, millions of channels, be it the television, the social media, online publications. I think it's countless. Therefore, in this competitive world, my point is the media should bring the big picture very, very clearly. In fact, I always talk about the big picture. So when you look at the earth from a horizontal distance, somebody said it's circular or somebody said it is rectangular. But when you go 1,000 kilometers above the sea level, I think earth looks as a beautiful blue ball. You should be able to put it in your pocket. I think that kind of image is very, very important that the media should bring it to the people, because this kind of perception is very important. Nobody runs through the tens of pages when you see the media. I think people always look at the crux of the matter. In fact, in Toyota, the A3 is very, very important. I don't know how many of you have heard the A3 in Toyota. I happened to go through this management program several years back. It's a very simple program. All you have to do is choose a problem from your own workplace and make a A3 report. So I remember I had 47 revisions with my then managing director, Mr. Isashi Suzuki. And I had 3 or 4 presentations in our Bangkok office. Then I had 3 presentations in the Toyota Motor Japan headquarters. Finally, if you ask me, have I completed my A3 paper? I think I've not got that satisfaction. After 50 revisions, it was very simple. See, all I realized is it's very easy to make a 10,000 page report. Very easy. Like in SSLC, you say critically examine something, you write, normally the paper is weighed by the weight of the paper. What mood the examiner corrects the paper. But the same thing, if you have to bring it in 100 pages, it is very difficult. While you have to bring it in a single A3 paper, I think the crux of the crux, which means the churning of mind happens. I think that's what is the need of the hour. Because India, if you really look at, we are becoming a knowledge power. I think the new educational policy, which is the greatest gift to the country, but I was talking to the father, I think it's not going to be easy because a lot of challenges are there. I also happen to be the chairman of the corporate advisory group of Indo-Universal Education to roll out this education policy. But we have several challenges to take it forward. I was talking to very senior people recently. But I think it's a great move by the Honorable Prime Minister. And Karnataka is one of the model states to implement this policy ahead of the other states. Therefore, when India is going to become the knowledge power of the world, in 2025 we are going to become the 5 trillion economy, which is not very far off. You can imagine the kind of growth in terms of economy, in terms of sectors, in terms of the knowledge dissemination. Therefore, I think the data analysis, the right data, then the big picture, what people need. Therefore, the society needs that kind of image. And this media house is a mirror of the society. Especially we realize the power of media in the COVID times when no physical communication, we are distanced by thousands of kilometers. Yet I think I have to congratulate every media. They played a very, very key role. We really understood the power of media. At the same time, I think how to get the right information to the right people at the right time. And the quantum of information, the big picture is what is very important according to me. Thank you.
Well said and great insight shared, Parsuraman. We will now go on to ask Father Swibert. Father, in the realm of education, there's so much happening, a lot of advancements in technology, a lot of new courses coming out. What, according to your perspective, is the role media should be playing across the globe?
First of all, congratulations to all the News Karnataka team for achieving this milestone of getting this award. An award, as you know, doesn't come that easily. It comes after a long and committed kind of work that is done. One of the things that I can see in Mr. Valerian and his team is that kind of great commitment for excellence. And the way that they're portraying this news and the entertainment, they are able to draw big number of audiences to this. And the whole their media house has been growing. And that is maybe because of the excellent kind of coverage that they give, relevant coverage, and which is appropriate to the modern times and present times. So I'm sure that is one of the important characteristics, and the way that you have made yourself present to the people. Probably that is one of the reasons why you have got this award. The second thing, as you have already mentioned, Mr. Valerian, I think what was one of the important things that you have taken care is to concern yourself with the poor and the ordinary and the downtrodden. And the way that you have mentioned in the beginning in your introduction, that the way that your group was able to relate itself for the needs of the people, especially during the COVID times, is, I think, is much, much appreciable. And this probably is another data or the requirement that you had in order that you might be able to get this award for your company. The third thing that I would like to mention in terms of education, because we educate young people, and the relevance of media is very, very important for the students to learn. And in their learning process, the media takes an important role. As all of us know, we want to make sure that the actual news is given out. Nowadays, there's so much of yellow journalism, we call it, or that junk and that fake kind of news that comes, and because of it, people believe and they take certain actions which are not supposed to be done. And therefore, according to me, the media has got a great responsibility in the education of students, in training our young people. What's more important is to give the content of the news in a as much as possible unbiased manner. As all of us know, once again, that everything has our own bias. We have our own ways of looking at the reality. But given a situation, most of the time it is not easy to take an unbiased view. But I think the media, and especially the newspapers and other portals, have to take this responsibility of giving the actual data and actual situation of what is happening, rather than going for sensationalism. Most of the time it happens that we go for sensationalism, and we would like to get as big audience as possible. TRP rates have to go up, but then that shouldn't be the criterion in terms of giving the news to the people and to the audience. What's actually required is an unbiased kind of news presentation and the reality that is around. I wish that not only this News Karnataka and this Spearhead Media looks into it very carefully, but also all the media houses of our country today required to get into this mold. And this will probably be helping our young people to discern and to dissect what is the real and what is not real. This is one of the important factors that all of us have to have in our own life, I feel, because the ability to judge what is right and what is not right is one of the important factors of our life. It's not only just the ability to judge what is right and what is not right, but also to select and choose what is right always. It's not easy. There are so many pressures that are around us. There are so many enticements that are around us for the sake of money, for the sake of power, for the sake of various kinds of things. So we keep doing things. But what is more important is, I feel that the right thing to choose and right thing to present, which is good for the people and good for the society, and to make it very clearly to the people that this is what is really required. And therefore, in education, media plays a very important role. And what's important to distinguish between this fake news, this yellow journalism, from the actual and real interpretation of the news, and then make sure that the right things happen for our country, the right things happen for everyone around. And I want to wish once again the Spearhead Media all the best in their venture. They have been doing wonderfully well. The same thing, I hope it will be promoted and enhanced. I want to wish God's blessings on them, on everyone who works for this company. Thank you.
Thank you, Father Swibert. And I want to ask K. Mathai. He is the former BBMP Assistant Commissioner for Markets. He is also currently the High Court Advocate. You must be knowing him from the infamous BBMP scam, the 200 crore advertising scam. But I think most importantly, he stands for righteousness and justice. People trust him because whoever has approached him, he's been very unbiased and he's very forthright, even if it means approaching the government and taking on cases. So hats off to you, Mr. Mathai, for that to start with. A quick question, yeah, I think he does deserve this applause. A quick question to you. How important is, reporting right information at the right time in today's day and age? In a time when there is a lot of political and other external influence, where does a media draw the line?
Thank you. First of all, congratulations to News Karnataka for the prestigious Chanakya Award and 10 years of, I think, bold writing. I think News Karnataka has even written about our advertisement scam and many other activities. Now, as far as media's role is concerned, probably I am the one who was very closely associated with the media during my, troubled days. I mean, but that I'll come little later. But now to talk about media's role, first of all, see, in our under the Constitution, we have three wings of government: legislature, executive, and judiciary. Now, over a period of time, media has been termed as the fourth estate of the government. It means fourth wing of the government, because media has earned that position by its own, bold reporting, by checking the government, by checking even the certain, judicial pronouncements. Media has elevated itself, and even Supreme Court judgments say that media is the fourth estate of the government. Now, I will, instead of talking theoretically, I will just give you examples, practical examples. I was a Commissioner Mandya Urban Development Authority, wherein I had reported about 300 crores of, scam. I had recommended for CBI inquiry. Government of Karnataka has handed out to CBI for inquiry. Finally, CBI has filed charge sheet against 40 people, including ministers, MPs, and MLAs. It was very troublesome. Those days were very, sleepless nights I had. Subsequently, when I was in BBMP, as an Assistant Commissioner of Advertisement, BBMP, I had submitted a report about 2,000 crores advertisement scam. Based on my report, Government of Karnataka had handed over that inquiry to CID and later on to Lokayuta. Now, there is one person sitting behind. His name is Sai Datta, who is a very small person, but he is doing a very, very big job. In fact, what he did, he filed a public interest litigation in the High Court. And finally, High Court passes an order banning advertisement. In fact, I had recommended to government that 2,000 crores scam has taken place. BBMP is not collecting the taxes. Therefore, either advertisement should be banned or the taxes which have not been collected must be collected. But government, nowadays corruption has already pervaded all wings of the government, and almost, I don't have to mention about this. It was at this point of time, all these reporting, like BBMP reporting, Monday reporting, later on I was in Sakala, all these things, whenever I submitted a report, Sai Datta used to get the report under RTI, and in another 2 or 3 days it used to come in media. And as a result of the media, government started acting. Finally, a High Court order, there was an order with the High Court based on Sai Datta's, PIL, and we have another friend, Thomas. He was a friend of Sai Datta. He is now in Praja TV, chief reporter. And they all were, and our other friends are also there from the industry. They were all supporting Sai Datta's cause. What I mean to say, finally, you see, legislature, executive, judiciary, they are the government. Media is, though not directly involved in the government, media is doing something which government is not doing. Media can force a government to, do or not to do something. Recently, what has happened, based on the High Court order, advertisement was banned. And government, despite the ban order, government has again, during the previous government, on the last day before Chief Minister Dimit's office, advertisement was again allowed. Again, Sai Datta went to High Court, and now, based on the High Court order and based on the, things appeared in various newspapers and print media as well as visual media, government has, under the present government, Bommai, being the Chief Minister, immediately withdrew that order. See, this is the power of media. Now, practically, I tell you, now again, black sheep are there everywhere. In every it's a society, India, you see. But then, with all these things, nowadays, media is also taken for a ride. Media is, sabotaged. But despite all these things, the people, those who are involved in the media, like bold writing people, News Karnataka, there is a flash news by Mr. So many people are, they are having their own independent medias wherein they want to assert themselves that yes, we still hold certain values. Even if the industry is, going somewhat away, we will stand for our values. This is the thing now going on. Therefore, when government fails, and even certain judicial pronouncements or even legislative actions, media can play a very prominent role. Media had been playing a very prominent role. And as Mr. Valerian has already put it, what is the percentage of development? He says 20% development still, in the media field is possible. Definitely it is possible. Now when see, certain pockets of media becomes corrupt, you have got very good opportunity, because by the bold writings of News Karnataka, which I had seen, several articles he had written about me also. In fact, I have not met Brian. We are in touch with WhatsApp. So therefore, I don't want to elaborate much. Time is also short. But media can play a role which even legislature, executive and judiciary cannot play. And therefore, I wish all the best of best things to all people working in media. I got a lot of regards to the media people, because, and even when I had reported about the scams in Mandya, when I had reported about advertisement scam, when I reported about scams in Sakala, all these times, I would have been in trouble, but because all those things were reported in the media immediately on second or third day, nothing happened to me. In fact, media was a shield for me, and therefore, nothing happened to me despite all these, reporting. Therefore, media has got a lot of scope for development, and I wish all the best for News Karnataka and all the media persons, including the media industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mathai. And I think that was well communicated, the responsibility of the media and how exactly News Karnataka should get ourselves moving forward. We come to an end to this session, and now over to you, Knut.
Thank you, Samira, and all the guests for that wonderful panel discussion. Now we have a book release. The book is authored by Father Prashant Martha SJ. I request Father, please kindly come forward, and we'll have the book release. And I request all the guests on the dais to kindly join this short program. Also, I request Father Xavier Savarimutu SJ, Father Victor Lobo SJ, Samira Fernandez.
So since we have esteemed guests with us who have proven themselves in various industries, I think it is only right to hear their thoughts on, different aspects of the prevailing scenario right now. I would like to start by requesting our chief guest for today, Mr. Parasuraman, to kindly share some thoughts on this occasion.
Yeah, very good evening to all. In fact, I'm just wondering the current situation. If you look at a country like India, the biggest advantage for our nation today, sir, is our youth power. How do we reap the rich dividends of demography? If you look at a global level, if you take Japan or United States, many parts of Europe, including China, I think the aging population, which is a big worry. If you look at a country like India, in fact, this is a great thing that is happening. We have the youngest youth. But the challenge is, if we don't channelize this energy for constructive purpose, it would have a huge negative impact. Interestingly, India is going to rule the manufacturing in the next decade, I would say. At least my take is 5 years to 15 years from now. When India crosses the 5 trillion economy, today the manufacturing GDP as a percentage is not even 8%, 8 to 9%. So we are looking at a growth of 25% of country's GDP in terms of manufacturing. So this is going to be a game changer. Why? Because China and many parts of Japan and many parts of the world, including many parts of Europe, they are, turning into a service sector, from manufacturing to service. There's a normal transition as the country ages. But India is going from a service sector, which is 60% today, into a manufacturing sector. This is really the game changer. Whether we like it or not only the market India, but the factory India will be a big opportunity for India. Therefore, when this growth happens, it's not going to come so easily. There is going to be a lot of challenges. If you look at India's automobile policy today, we are looking at electric mobility. When the government said 2030, 100% electric mobility, it was one of the biggest shock for most of us. Because today, globally, electric cars are less than 2%. So for a country like India, when we say 100% electric mobility, of course, now the government also said it has to be more practical. Therefore, 30% mobility, electric mobility is what the tall target. Great game changer. This will be another great game changer. So new technologies, new skill sets, the digital world. Today, digitalism is going to be the new religion. Internet of Things, machine learning and artificial intelligence, big data, the quantum mechanics, 3D printing, all these things will integrate to form a new manufacturing world. A lot of remote offices. Today, COVID taught us several lessons. At least 10 years back or 3 years, 4 years back, when I talk about working from remote locations for a manufacturing plant, people used to laugh at me. Today I am told in a factory in Japan, one of the, I think, Sony factories, which is manned by a human being and a dog. The purpose of the person is to feed the dog. And the purpose of the dog is to ensure nobody enters the factory. So we are going towards a new world. Connected world, connected devices, connected people, connected services. Everything is getting connected. But we are missing the emotional connection. Even to talk to your own children, you have to call in the mobile phone when they are sitting in the next room. Right? I think this is where the world is transforming. Emotional connect. Several divorces, several separations, several frustrations, several suicides. And work from home had its own significant advantages. At the same time, it created several family problems. In fact, we organized a series of webinars on the COVID situation and work from home. Of course, a country like India, where cultural connectivity is very important, it had its own advantages. But for countries in Europe and many parts of the United States, when husband and wife sit in the same place from morning 8 o'clock to evening 8 o'clock, seeing the same face, I think it was a different set of challenges. Then human resources development was another big challenge. Recruitment was a big challenge. How do we ensure people work at home? We don't know whether they work at home or they work from home. You know, this kind of a trust factor, I think how do you develop the trust quotient, which is another big challenge. Therefore, huge changing points are happening, be it the youth's power or the transformation of the country. In fact, Euro 4 to Euro 6, a country like India, we jumped in one single shot. This was another major thing that happened. Many countries are still in Euro 4 and Euro 5. They are not even achieved Euro 5. So we took a lot of bold measures. And Make in India, Digital India, Youth India, Skill India. I think all these things are bringing transformations in every sector. In fact, the PLI policies, PLI schemes in the manufacturing, electronics, pharmaceutical, textile sector, and series of other sectors are going to be game changers. Therefore, I could see huge plethora of opportunities for the youth, for the country. And at least 10 years back when I used to travel several parts of the world, people used to ask, what is the future of India? Today everybody is telling India is the future. Brain drain is happening, reverse brain drain. People are relocating from many parts of the world back to India. Today the scales of job in India is something fantastic. So therefore today we are in a global village. Therefore from this perspective, several changing points. So what I want to say, the flexibility to adapt to the changing situation. I think this is going to be the key factor, be it the people, the machines, the technologies, or the society. I think this is going to be the game changer of the future. Thank you very much.
We now have something special for all of you who have supported us and who are here with us today. May I request all the guests to kindly come in front as we hand over the mementos. A big round of applause. Yeah. Can we have Mr. Parsuraman? Sai Datta. I request Father Sweebert. Thank you. Thomas. Thomas is from Praja TV. May I request Valerian Dalmeda to hand it over. We have Mr. Santosh. Please come forward. Yes. Can I request Canute Pinto to hand over the memento? We now have few more. We have Pallavi with us. Please come forward, Pallavi. Thank you for all your support. A very active communications consultant. May we have Vijay Lakshmi? Please come forward, Vijay Lakshmi. Ignatius Rodriguez. Mr. and Mrs. Rodriguez, please come forward. Father Swebert, to hand over the memento, please. Chandrasekhar Kotiyar. Mathai. Swami from Kidwai, PRO, former PRO of Kidwai. Canute will hand it over. Yeah. Mr. Parsuraman. Yeah. We now have a very special guest with us. Let's. Okay. We would like to invite Father Victor. Please come. Can we have Krishna with us, please? From Nisarga Grant. Krishna. Mathai? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Can we have Father Prashant Mata? Thank you, Father, and congratulations once again. Father Francis Almeida. Father Gilbert, please come, Father. Father Gilbert D'Souza. Father, you smile. The dynamic Father Xavier Savrimuthu. Also, a special thanks to Kiran from St. Joseph's College. Kiran, please come. Thank you, Kiran. You've been overly supportive by helping us with your students. So now we will move on to all our guests here, the guest of honor and our chief guest, Mr. Parasuraman, who has come. But before that, we also have the team from Loyola College. So please come forward, all of you. A special thanks to our chief guest today, Mr. Parasuraman, who's been a great supporter and for coming all the way despite personal commitments. Big round of applause. We also have with us Mr. K. Mathai, KAS. Thank you, Mathai, for being with us today. We also have Father Sweepert De Silva, who's been with us, Father.
We have PRCA's Chairman Emeritus and Mentor, MB Jairam sir with us. I request MB Jairam sir, please come forward and just give your opinion about how News Karnataka got selected for this award. Over to MB Jairam sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Pinto asked me to tell the truth, but truth endures. He asked me to come today for this thank you meet. I was wondering when I came to know that newskarnataka.com, Aspired Media Private Limited, they got the award. In fact, we had about 80 nominations for this particular category, yes. That day it was very difficult for our juries because juries sit in Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai and other places. Then finally it comes to our head office to value it. There were two people got the same numbers. We didn't want to change. Normally what happens, one, first, second, third and all that. We didn't want to do. Only one we have selected. Then it was Spearhead Media Private Limited, that's News Karnataka. Because we look at every angle, how the news spreads. See, Mangalore to Karnataka, all over India. I'm sure that next time when I come, newskarnataka.com will be newsindia.com. I pray for that. And good luck for you all. It was wonderful. We have seen all their, whatever for the nominations they have submitted. Everything was good. And according to our taste and our parameters which we have kept, it was matching to that. That's why they stood first in the, our competition level. So then I informed Mr. Pinto. He was so happy that day. Then I asked them to come personally because we didn't tell all this in the beginning. Normally we don't reveal everything earlier. It will be revealed only on that particular day, day of giving the awards. So he came and he helped us also. This our function, which was held in Goa, one of the hotels, it was covered by News Karnataka. It spread all across the country as well as our other chapters under WCC. WCC is World Communicators Council, and I'm the governing council chairman there. It was a wonderful, they have shot this particular our deliberations in such a way, it was liked by everyone. So in the beginning itself, they have shown that zeal, whenever they do it in creatively. That's what I felt, their team is very good, and they have taken it in such a way that in a short, a small film, they have shown everything. That is the knack one should have. That the News Karnataka has. Congratulations, Mr. Pinto and your group. Yeah, of course, Mr. Valerian is also there. He was also there. Mr. Matthias, I was also a government servant earlier. I was working as a director. Of course, I was a general manager earlier, then rose up to managing director, administration and PR of Karnataka Power Corporation. Now still I work for Government of India as advisor to NTPC. I'm there for last 8 years with the NTPC. And when I was telling him that I was also there in the government, how we are treated in the government. When I was the advisor of communication to S.M. Krishna, I was there for 4.5 years. How hard it was. During that time, Veerappan's problem as well as Kaveri issues. I used to run Delhi to Bangalore, Bangalore to Delhi, almost every day to fight with, for our justice. And I want to say, if you have time, 1 minute, I'll take it. Because it's dinner time, I don't want to take much of your time. When I was working with S.M. Krishna, I just remember Mathai, I used to read about him through the newspapers, how difficult to go against the odds. Always. I was overseeing the Dasara exhibitions and Dasara festives. I was going through that, I forgot that IAS officer's name, Kannada Culture, Secretary Kannada Culture during 2003, I was there. Kedar. That time, I was going through the list of participants in Dasara exhibition. There were more than 176 companies, government companies were participating in the exhibition. That time, Mr. Kumar Naik was the DC Mysore. And I went and sat with them and I discussed with the Kedar and other people, why we waste our money? Can we have sponsorship for this? And I wanted to bring all the government sectors in one platform and to do that. I calculated each and every company used to spend 6 lakhs, 8 lakhs that time. And it used to come about nearing 3 crores. Then I went and asked S.M. Krishna, sir, can we do one single agency for government where we can save money, which is not liked by any government officers? Because you know how our mission runs. I don't want to mention about this. And we called few agencies because there was no time, internationally known, and called all the government companies, sat in one place and told them what exactly we are going to do in one single place. Everything was done. We had kiosks, we had business center, we had everything. And because of the Transparency Act, we could not do in a better way. But we did, the agency will get the money directly from the government sectors, directly. Otherwise, it will cost more than 1 crore. So I saved about 2 crores to the government by doing this single platform, all the government. Earlier, what used to happen, normally government, Matthias knows about this, they get the circular from the government in the last few days before. And all the government people, whatever they had earlier, the same thing they used to put some paint and make the bill. That's all they used to do. And spend a lot of money on that. Nobody used to come to the government stalls because nothing is available, only old issues and like that. Now we made it very attractive and like international exhibitions, and people liked it very much. And I saved about 1.5 crores for the government. And also, I told the government, we can do Dasra also in a different way, sir. 9 days Dasra, which is going to come next month. We will do one thing. We will have, in a grand way, we will call sponsorships. And we used to spend about 80 lakhs during that time from the government. Instead of that, we don't want to spend from government. We'll call the sponsorship. I made a capsule and told the management, sir, we will give the whole Mysore for 3 months. You lit, color it, whatever you do. Mysore is yours for 3 months. And we had about 680 from the information department. We had about 800 hoardings. We will get you all the hoardings to you. You do whatever you like, but you give us 3 crores. The whole Mysore is yours. Everybody liked it. As you all know, the Mysore is a jinx city. Even today, perhaps, people get up at 8 o'clock and sleep at 8 o'clock. Luckily, we got about, for our, some people responded, like TVS cycle and then Agarbati group, Vasu Agarbati. We could able to manage 1 crore. Even then, it was very good for us. Like that, but nobody liked it because of so many reasons. I became a bad man by doing a good work for it happens in the government or in the usual life. But one should not feel bad. But we have succeeded, but we could not get that kind. It has come in the newspaper, 8 column in Times of India, Mr. S.M. Krishna's new ventures and all that. And they written my name also. But it has become a story now. Anyway, why I said this is where you fight, you get more problems, like Matthias, sorry. And I want to once again tell that News Karnataka is doing very well. We are with them. PRC has decided to help them whatever way we can. And we will definitely do that. And they also agreed with us that they will help us in days to come. We are having the next, we have a Young Communicators Club in PRCA. We are having an international conference in Jaipur during February. And again, our another conclave, 16th conclave, that also we are thinking of having it in Dubai. There also we request them to help us. Thank you so much for calling me and boring you for other issues. Wish you all the best. I'm sure that you will continue to do the same type of news, keep up the news values, and thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Village TV is one of the initiative taken by Spearhead Media Group. I just want you all to watch a video about what Village TV is.
Village TV is the next Netflix. It's a Hotstar. Why? India has 664,369 villages, which accommodates 14 crore youth in the age group of 15 to 29. That's how youth is defined in the National Youth Policy 2014. The National Youth Policy aims to create a productive workforce which contributes to India's economic development, among other things. We must all do our bit to achieve this objective, must we not? And that's why Village TV. Village TV is an OTT-based village-level visual media outreach media venture started in October 2019 by Village TV Trust, promoted by Spearhead Media, who are the owners of News Karnataka brand, to help rural youth become economically self-sufficient even as they become productive. The idea is to combine the creativity, enthusiasm, and energy of the youth with the power of media technology and reach to provide an earn while you learn, offering employment to more than 1 million youth in the rural areas of India. It will help decode, showcase, develop Indian villages and their populace. Forget FDI. Come, be a part of this new RDI, Rural Development Initiative. Thank you.
Yeah, going ahead, the last in the agenda is a special initiative by Spearhead Media Group, the Subaltern Initiative. I request Dr. Kumaraswamy Bijehalli, who is from the Loyola College and part of this Subaltern Initiative, to explain us about this concept.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. 1841 1841ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಸಮಾಚಾರ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನಿಂದ ಪ್ರಕಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಮೊದಲ ಪತ್ರಿಕೆ. ಅದಾಗಿ ಈಗ 10 ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದೆ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನಿಂದನೇ newskarnataka.com ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅದಾಗಿ 10 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಚಾಣಕ್ಯ ಅವಾರ್ಡನ್ನು ಪಡೆದಿದೆ. ನಾನು ಇಡೀ ಟೀಮ್ಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು, ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಮೊದಲಿಂದನೂ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಆಳುವ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯ ಪರವಾಗಿದ್ದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಐಡಿಯಾಲಜಿನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಒಂದು ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತವನ್ನು, ಆ ಕ್ರೌರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಇವತ್ತು ಆಳುವವರ ಸರಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಇಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಅನಿಸೋದು, ಯಾವುದು ನಿಜವಾದ ಕ್ರೌರ್ಯ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅಸಮಾನತೆಯನ್ನು, ನೋವನ್ನು, ಶೋಷಣೆಯನ್ನು, ದಬ್ಬಾಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಮುಚ್ಚಿಡೋದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕ್ರೌರ್ಯ. ಅದು ಕೊಲೆಗಿಂತನೂ ಕೊಲೆಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಮರೆಮಾಚತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕ್ರೌರ್ಯ. ಇಂತಹ ಕ್ರೌರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಲೋಕ ತುಂಬಿಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ newskarnataka.com ತಳ ಸಮುದಾಯಗಳ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಚಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಅವರ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದೆ ಈ ಅವಾರ್ಡಿನ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಭಾವಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನಾನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರುವ ಜೆಸ್ವಿಟ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಕೂಡ ತಳ ಸಮುದಾಯಗಳ ಒಂದು ಸಬಾಲ್ಟ್ರನ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಅಲಕ್ಷಿತ ಸಮುದಾಯಗಳನ್ನು ಒಳಗೊಂಡು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ನಿಜವಾದ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂಥವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ, ಜನಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ, ದನಿಯಿಲ್ಲದವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅತ್ಯುತ್ತಮವಾದ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಸಿಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೆಸ್ವಿಟ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಆ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನನಗೆ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸಂತೋಷ ಇದೆ. ಜೆಸ್ವಿಟ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯ ಭಾಗವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಲೋಯೋಲಾ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅನೇಕ ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಕೆಲಸ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ನ 2 ವರ್ಷಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಹತ್ತಿರ 100 ವೆಬಿನಾರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸಂಶೋಧಕರ ವೇದಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು 50ಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ವರ್ಚುವಲಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಸೆಂಟರ್ನ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಅನೇಕ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಕುವೆಂಪು ತೇಜಸ್ವಿ ಬಳಗ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 30ಕ್ಕೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅದೆಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಚಾರ್ಯರಾದ ವಂದನೀಯ ಫಾದರ್ ಫ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಸ್ ಡಿ ಅಲ್ಮೇಡಾ ಅವರು ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ, ಅವರ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹದಿಂದ ನಾವು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈ ಸಬಾಲ್ಟ್ರನ್ ಪರಿಕಲ್ಪನೆಯನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ವಲರಿಯನ್ ಡಲ್ಮೇಡಾ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನನಗೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೋರಾಟದ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯೂ ಇರೋದ್ರ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಮತ್ತು ಸಬಾಲ್ಟ್ರನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್, ಒಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾಲಜಿ ನನಗೆ ಇರುವ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದನೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಂಡೆವು ಮತ್ತು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ 4 ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದೆವು. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ಬರುವಂತಹ ಈ ಅಲಕ್ಷಿತ ಸಮುದಾಯಗಳ ಮಕ್ಕಳುಗಳ ಪೋಷಕರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕೇಂದ್ರವಾಗಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ನೇಕಾರರ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಆಟೋ ಡ್ರೈವರ್ಸ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮನೆಗೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವ ತಾಯಂದಿರ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಇನ್ನು ಬೀದಿ ಬದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಟ್ಟ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಕ್ಕಳುಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಅವರನ್ನು ಮುಖ್ಯ ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ತಂದು ಅವರಿಗೆ ದನಿಯನ್ನು ನೀಡುವ ಒಂದು ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನು ವಲರಿಯನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಟೀಮ್ ಅವರು ನೀಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ಬರುವ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಮತ್ತೆ ವರ್ಚುವಲಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರನ್ನು ಕರೆದು ನಾವು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಚಾರ್ಯರು ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ನಾನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಈ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿದೆ, ಈ ಚಾಣಕ್ಯ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ಬಂದಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿದೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಒಳಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ನಾವು ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ವಲೇರಿಯನ್ ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ, ನಾವು ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ನಿಜವಾದ ವಾಸ್ತವ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತು ಥಿಯರಿ ಮಂಡಿಸೋದು ಬಹಳ ಸುಲಭ, ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ, ಜನರ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಹೋದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ವಿಭಿನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ತಮಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಮಾತು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Thank you, Dr. B. Jalli. We come to the end of this program.
When we started the program, I just want to tell you how the middlemen are sucking these people. And this is what I want to highlight. Just for the statistics, because I play with numbers because of my profession. They get 900 rupees from the middlemen for the raw materials. And then they give back to the middlemen who give them these materials for the sari for 1,250 rupees. He deducts 900 rupees and they get 350 rupees for the sari. This is for their one-day work. And this sari, okay, the middleman sells to the shopkeeper for 2,500 rupees. And then the shopkeeper sells it for 3,100 or 3,200. This is what we are highlighting, how the middlemen just calculate the numbers. It's almost 1,000 rupees per sari. There are 3,000 weavers, and which means per day the middlemen make 30 lakhs rupees. And this is what is happening in Bangalore next to Bannerghatta. I just want to highlight this, and this we are highlighting and we'll keep on highlighting. Thank you.
Thank you, Valerian, and that's the end of this wonderful thank you meet.